everybody, and welcome back to the Good, the Bad, the Foodie, where we make one dish two ways, the good and the bad. Today, we're weighing in on our most recent recipe, Sinigang. And at the end of the video, we're gonna weigh in on which one we liked better, but we always like to hear from you, so make sure you comment below and let us know which one you liked.
So before we get started, what is Sinigang? Well, let me tell you. Sinigang is a Filipino tamarind soup. Both Carissa and I are Filipino and we grew up on this stuff. This dish is very versatile, just like a lot of soups. You could drop any vegetable that you want in it, usually stuff that you have in the fridge or in your cupboard. But let's talk about the basics. Every Sinigang starts off with tomato, onion, and tamarind. But because we're here in the United States, it's hard for us to get fresh tamarind, so we go to the store and we buy powdered soup base.
To help you out, we'll put a link in the description below so that you can find it on Amazon. So let's talk about the different proteins that you can use in your Sinigang soup. Our recipes used oxtail, shrimp, tofu, but you can also use pork, fish, almost anything.
But what makes a really delicious Sinigang is not just the proteins. We gotta talk about our vegetables too. In our recipes, we use Chinese long beans, bok choy, and broccoli. But in the really traditional Sinigangs, you'll find okra, eggplant, taro roots, mustard greens, and yellow chilies for a little bit of spice. We don't have access to mustard greens a lot, so we like to throw spinach into ours.
So let's talk about the shrimp and tofu Sinigang recipe that we did. The recipe makes 6 to 8 servings, and let's get into those macronutrient totals right now. Your calorie count comes in at 1,175 calories, 25.5 grams of fat, 63 grams of carb, and 172 grams of protein. So what I liked about this recipe is it's practically guilt-free. It's quick and easy to make, and the ingredients are really cost-effective. The other thing that's really great about this recipe is that you could cut the shrimp out altogether and make it a vegetarian soup. So there are a few drawbacks to this recipe. One, you can easily overcook the shrimp, and the tofu can crumble really easily if you're not careful. Because of the shrimp, it doesn't store in the fridge as long compared to the oxtail recipe. And since it is shrimp, it is messier to eat. You gotta get in there with your hands.
Alright guys, now let's get into the oxtail Sinigang. Our recipe made 6 to 8 servings, and let's go over those macronutrient totals now. Our oxtail Sinigang came in at 2,414 calories. Total fat came in at 145 grams, total of 70 grams of carbs, and finally 210 grams of protein. Now you may have noticed we cooked the oxtail Sinigang in a slow cooker, so we just dumped everything into the pot and forgot about it. And once the soup was done and it was time to store it, we got a full week of refrigeration storage over the seafood variant. But don't let my praises fool you. There were a lot of cons that came with this oxtail soup. Our oxtail Sinigang had twice the amount of calories compared to the shrimp and tofu Sinigang, and our oxtail fat came in at 5 times more than the healthy variant. Depending on your household, the smell of meat might be a good thing, but in this one, it just was all over the place. It was on our clothes, it was on our furniture, it was in the walls, and I just personally didn't like it. Now that we've discussed both recipes, let's weigh in. So, Kissa, what did you think about the two Sinigangs?
Well, you know, I think I'm gonna have to go with the oxtail.
What?
Yeah, I just like the heartier soup. It felt more filling for me. Despite the high calorie count and the high fat content, it still worked for my low carb diet, and it was really tasty.
Oh, well, that's surprising, because for me personally, I mean, you know me best, I'm not good at planning ahead. So, going home after the gym, going straight to the supermarket, buying my ingredients, cooking, eating, going to bed, and then repeating the whole day over and over again is a huge win in my book. So I have to go with the shrimp and tofu Sinigang.
Wow, even if you have to get your hands dirty, you hate doing that. Thank you so much for watching. We always appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please like our video and subscribe to our channel.
But first, as always, before you go, please don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and MyFitnessPal, username GoodBadFoodie. Thanks again.
Bye!